Fight!
Hi, I'm here with Steve Beran as well. Just a few quick questions for you, Steve.
Sure.
Obviously, one of the biggest things we've seen in this game is the return of the classic characters.
Yes.
What were some of the challenges involved in, making them feel new, but sort of keeping the old characteristics as well?
It's a challenge, but it's a cool challenge to have. Is that people have their favorite characters, and you can't drift too far away from the original because you still want that kind of classic feel, especially for this game since it's kind of a retelling of MK1, 2, and 3. So you were taking the original costume and cranking up the details, but being conscious of don't do too much or don't do too much of a change from the original.
And obviously, we're going to be getting some alternate costumes and that sort of thing in the.
Definitely.
Were you probably just one or?
At least one per.
Also with the arenas as well, we've seen pretty detailed arenas now going back to the 2D fighting plane. Are we going to see sort of quite a few of the old arenas or some new ones as well? Or?
You'll see a good mix of old and some new ones tossed in there as well. Again, similar to the characters, where it's a challenge where you had the old 2D ones, and there's a lot of them. There's not a whole lot to work with. Like Shang Tsung's throne room was probably one of my favorites. Was and the original was basically Shang Tsung sitting in front of a red wall with some windows here and there, and that's it. So it's like, how do you make that cool in with current technology and really make people want to play that background? So we have a bunch of great concept artists at NetherRealm Studios, and they came up with some great ideas. And a lot of it's not just like one person thinking the ideas. It's just a bunch of us sitting in a room, kind of saying, "Well, that would be cool if we did this." And even our art tech programmer, John Greenberg, he'll present us with, here's some cool effects, and he lays out a toolbox for us, and we say, okay, wow, that would be cool in this background. Like specifically, like the forest has what we call gobo lighting. It actually looks like leaves, light is being projected through the trees onto the characters, so you'll see the characters go in and out of light, and it just adds it's a subtle thing, but it just makes it that much more real, and I think people will really respond to that. Yeah, so I'm completely happy with the backgrounds. They're taking the classic ones and really juicing them up. Actually, I keep babbling, but the Cons Coliseum is still one of my favorites as well, where it's our artists and programmers work together, and designers too, and came up with something really amazing.
In the arena as well, do you think we'll see, obviously we are limited to that 2D plane, but will we see any sort of interaction with it? So will we see, being able to pick up anything off the floor to use or anything like that?
We'll have to see. We definitely are having stage fatalities, so that is somewhat of an interaction. And yeah, right now there's, at the moment, it's undetermined if we're going to have weapons or anything, because it's just another complication to the gameplay.
And probably one of the other main questions the fans have been asking is, are we going to see the custom, I guess they're called get-ups, between each round? So we're going to see, Scorpion pull himself up with a spear and that sort of thing? Definitely.
One thing that our designers have been really, really good with, and our animators especially, they think of new ways to give our characters more personality. So similar to the custom get-ups, we have intros for every character, and I think that just adds so much obvious personality and distinction between each individual character. Our stances I think are the best we've ever done. Everybody's personality really comes across, and even when you leave it in idle mode, the characters will do a kind of custom animation just to break it up. But yeah, we're adding so much more custom animation that we haven't done in previous games that will really make the fans love the characters that much more.
All right, and finally as well, we've seen the new X-ray effect, which looks extremely brutal. Could you just explain a little bit about that feature? What was involved in sort of making it, and I guess what you're sort of trying to achieve with it?
X-ray is an idea that Ed had quite some time ago, and we've been experimenting with it. It's a really a technical thing that we had to master. Is that there's a whole skeletal system per each character, along with organs, and having to make those damageable and all fit within memory was a big challenge. But it adds another layer to the gameplay that I think people are gonna just go crazy for. Watching people in the theater right now, just hearing them react to it was, I think we succeeded. It was like people just are losing their minds about it. But it definitely is a gameplay thing where you have to build up your power meter. You can't just be using it constantly and causing massive damage. The first bar to the meter is the super, and that just gives you a special attack. And then the second one is the breaker, which people are familiar with, but you have to kind of earn that. And then the ultimate prize would be the X-ray, and that causes the most damage.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Thanks, man.